Okay guys, just got back from the car wash, cleaned up my Hyundai. It's a 2017 Elantra. I hadn't done any reviews on it yet, so this will be my first one. I've had it since October 2016, and this is beginning of April, end of March. Since I've had it, I had the windows tinted, which actually was fairly reasonable, only cost about 200 bucks. I went ahead and opted for the SE, which offered the manual transmission. Of course, lost a lot of options like an upgraded premium sound system and navigation and cruise control. But even though I gave up those things for the manual transmission, I'm still pretty happy with my decision. There's plenty of room. That front seat's like all the way back and laid back, so it makes it actually look like there's not that much room, but there's a lot more than what it appears, if you can see. So actually what originally made me decide to do this review was we just took a vacation. We went to Daytona, Florida, and to Orlando to Universal. Get in here and see if maybe you can see a little better. We went 5 people, 4 adults and 1 child in a booster seat. And this vehicle has a timer. Just a second.
Angeles is
So
Kiss
trip.
FM.
We drove between Orlando to Daytona every day for 5 days. We spent a total of 35 hours and 17 minutes in the car. I went to the car wash and I noticed before I left for the car wash it was 35 hours and 17 minutes. Now it's showing 35 hours and 55 minutes, but that's from the trip to go on to wash the car and clean it after the trip. We did about, I think it was 2,040 miles and 35 hours. And if you notice, you can notice that there's 7,058 miles on the car. So I've put almost 8,000 miles on it since I've had it. It's been a really good vehicle. What really made me opt to do this review was the fact that we did just go on vacation and spent 35 hours in this car with 4 adults and 1 child. Luggage room was actually great. It held everything very well without any problems at all. We was able to get luggage for 4 adults and 1 child in here without any problems. We could have actually got more luggage in here if we needed to. All of us were, relatively average size. One of our friends that went with us was Jordan. He's about 6 foot tall, and he rode in the back seat the whole way and never complained with headroom or leg room or anything like that, and it all worked out really well. We was actually all very comfortable. We averaged about 42 miles to a gallon, except for when we was going over the mountains in North Carolina. It dropped down to about 38, which still is 100% acceptable, entirely loaded down with 4 adults, 1 child, and luggage for 5 people. So, I'm very impressed, and I hope this is useful if you're looking into buying a 2017 Elantra. I highly recommend it, especially if you want a manual transmission. You can't get the manual transmission in many vehicles nowadays. You can see here it's a 6-speed manual, but with the manual, once again, you don't get cruise control, you don't get navigation, you don't get the premium sound system. But if you can live without the high-tech gadgets and you really want just a decent car that gets good gas mileage that will haul you and your family around and still have a sporty look and sporty feel when you're driving it, check out the 2017 Elantra. You will not be disappointed. I've been very satisfied with this car up to this point. It doesn't feel like you're driving a sedan. It actually feels like you're driving a little sports car. and it looks like a little sports car. So yeah, definitely check it out. You will not be disappointed with your purchase in a 2017 Hyundai Elantra.